Welcome dear students. Today's video is for class 12 students. I am going to take up the second chapter of the book Flamingo. The chapter is Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. This chapter has two stories, children. I will be taking the first part, that is, sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. Children, in this video, I will give you the theme, summary, message, and some questions with their answers. Listen very carefully and see the full video. चिल्ड्रन, अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो इसको लाइक ज़रूर करिएगा और कमेंट बॉक्स में मुझे ज़रूर बताइएगा। और अगर आपने चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो जल्दी से कर लीजिए। Let us have some information about the author. Author is Anish Chand. She was born in Rourkela in the year 1964. She spent her childhood and adolescence in Hyderabad. She received her education in Hyderabad and the United States of America. She has been the editor and columnist for the major newspapers in India and abroad. Children, this chapter, Lost Spring, it is an excerpt from her book titled Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. Dear children, as the spring is the best of all seasons, childhood is the best period of our life. This is the age of innocency. This is the time when one should enjoy life to the fullest. One should play without any tensions or worries. One should go to school and be educated. Childhood हमारी जिंदगी का सबसे अच्छा पीरियड है चिल्ड्रन, और ये एक एज है जिसमें हमें बिना टेंशन के, बिना वरीज के, बिना कोई चिंता के अपनी लाइफ को जीना चाहिए और खूब खेलना चाहिए और खूब पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए. But sometimes we see children working for others. That is child labor. This is unfair. In this chapter, children are rag pickers. As they are poor, their parents cannot afford their education expenses. And in the second part, children are bangle makers. Instead of going to school, they work and are being exploited. Now we come to the theme of the chapter, children. This chapter talks about the perpetual state, means continuous state of poverty of a group of people, and the traditions which force the children to be away from school. They are exploited and are compelled to work as laborers. The children lose the golden period of their life, which is childhood. They remain poor and have no courage to question the authorities. Let us know the characters of the first part of the chapter, the first story. First is the boy named Sahib, who is a rag picker. Second is the narrator, the author herself. And children, there are some other boys also who are Sahib's friends, who are also rag pickers. Now we start with the detailed summary of part 1. Children, this story is of a boy. This is the story of a boy who was a rag picker. His name was Sahib. His family had shifted to India from Dhaka, Bangladesh, where their fields and homes were destroyed due to storms. उनका जो घर है, उनके जो खेत हैं, वो सब डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए थे स्टॉर्म्स की वजह से, and they had to shift to some other place for living. They did not have any means of livelihood, so they had to leave their country and shift to a place where they could survive. They settled in Simapuri. Sahib and other boys who would search for items, different things they could sell in the garbage dumps. वो गार्बेज डंप्स में चीज़ों को ढूंढते थे जिनको वो मार्केट में बेच सके और पैसा कमा सके. द ऑथर मेट साहिब एंड आस्क्ड हिम why he was involved in rag picking. She was told that he had nothing else to do. उसके पास और कुछ काम नहीं है करने को. The author asked him to go to school. तुम स्कूल क्यों नहीं जाते? And she persuaded Sahib to stop rag picking. That was not good at that age for a child. Sahib said that there was no school in that area. When a school would be built, he would go. कोई स्कूल नहीं है, जब यहाँ स्कूल बनेगा तो मैं Definitely चाहूँगा. Anish Jung, the author asked, If I start a school, will you come? Sahib smiled in affirmation. Means he said yes, he would. फिर कुछ दिनों के बाद साहिब ऑथर से फिर मिला और स्कूल के बारे में पूछने लगा. द ऑथर सेड दैट इट टेक्स टाइम टू बिल्ड अ स्कूल. स्कूल बनाना इतना आसान नहीं है, उसमें टाइम लगता है. शी फेल्ट एम्बैरेस्ड एट हैविंग मेड अ फॉल्स प्रॉमिस. कि उसको भी पता था कि उसने उनसे साहिब को जो है झूठा प्रॉमिस किया है, क्योंकि वो लोग जिन हालातों में रह रहे थे वहां पर कितने लोग आते थे और उनसे ऐसे ही फेक प्रोमिसेस कर जाते थे. साहिब्स फुल नेम वाज साहिब आलम एंड इट मेंट लॉर्ड ऑफ यूनिवर्स. इसका मतलब लॉर्ड ऑफ यूनिवर्स था. साहिब आलम का मतलब लॉर्ड ऑफ यूनिवर्स था. अगर साहिब को ये पता होता तो शायद वो ये विश्वास नहीं कर पाता, बिकॉज ही वॉज लिविंग लाइफ इन पॉवर्टी. वो असल में बहुत ही पुअर था, गरीब था, लेकिन उसके नाम का मतलब था लॉर्ड ऑफ यूनिवर्स, यूनिवर्स का राजा या भगवान. He could not have even 3 times meal. Forget about being a lord of universe. There were other boys also, children, who would roam around the street barefoot like Sahib. It was like an army of barefoot boys. The author asked one of the boys why he was not wearing chappals. He gave an excuse. The little boy, who was a rag picker, उसने एक बहाना बनाया that his mother would not bring them down from the shelf, कि उसकी मम्मी उसको शेल्फ से नीचे उतार के नहीं देती है, इसलिए वो चप्पल नहीं पहनता है. The other boy, who was wearing shoes that did not match. There was another boy who was wearing shoes that did not match. उसने जूते तो पहने थे, लेकिन उसके जूते मैच नहीं कर रहे थे, मतलब कि अलग अलग से जूते थे दोनों पैरों में. Third one said that he wanted to have shoes. उसके पास जूते ही नहीं थे और वो चाहता था कि उसके पास जूते हों, वो जूते पहने. He had never owned a pair of shoes in his life. It had become a tradition to stay barefoot. Children, seeing those boys without shoes, the author remembered the story she was once told by a man from Udupi. When that man was a young boy, he would stop at the temple and pray to God for a pair of shoes. 30 years passed after that. The author went to that town and temple. Now there was a new priest. She saw a boy there wearing socks and shoes, and she remembered another boy who had prayed to the goddess. When he finally got the shoes, the boy said, "Let me never lose them." But children like rag pickers would never get shoes to wear. क्योंकि वो लोग बहुत गरीब थे, उनको शायद ही कभी जूते मिलेंगे लाइफ में पहनने के लिए, कोई होप नहीं थी. There were around 10,000 people living in Simapuri. That is on the outskirt of Delhi. Means Delhi की बाउंड्री पर, दिल्ली की पेरिफेरी पर एक प्लेस है जिसका नाम सीमापुरी है. ये सब लोग वहां पर रहते थे. They were around 10,000 in number. Though this place was on the periphery of Delhi, of this metropolitan city, Delhi, but metaphorically it was far away from it. Children, ये बहुत important line है. इसका एक क्वेश्चन भी पेपर में आ सकता है. Read these lines very, very carefully, children. These lines have been given in your chapter, that this place was on the periphery of Delhi, but metaphorically it was far away from it. What does it mean, children? It means the people of Simapuri were poor. They did not have any facility. Their living standard and conditions did not match the people of Delhi. जिस तरह की लाइफ दिल्ली के लोग जी रहे थे, वो सब सीमापुरी के लोगों से कोसों दूर थी. उनको ये कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं मिली हुई थी जो दिल्ली के लोगों को मिली हुई थी. उन्हें वहां रहते हुए 30 साल हो चुके थे, 30 साल से ज्यादा बल्कि. But they did not have any identity. Their houses were made of mud with roofs of tin and tarpaulin. They did not have the facility of sewage, drainage, or water. They had ration cards. so that their names were there in the voters list. The women wearing torn saris told the author that it was better to live there in that condition, in those conditions, rather than living at a place that would give them no grains. क्योंकि भूखे रहना बहुत मुश्किल है. वो लोग जिन भी हालातों में थे वो लोग खुश थे. एटलीस्ट उनका पेट भर रहा था. They were able to survive there. They had only one job to do there in that area, that Simapuri, and that was rag picking. Garbage for them was gold because they would get something that they would sell to fill their stomachs. Sahib would sometimes find a rupee or even a 10 rupee note. For children, it was fun, but for elders, it was a means of survival. One winter morning, Anish Jung saw Sahib standing outside the gate of the neighboring club. He was watching two young men playing tennis. The game that he was seeing was out of his reach. जो गेम वो देख रहा था उसके लिए उसको बहुत पैसे चाहिए थे. तो he could not play. He could not even think of playing that game. लेकिन कभी कभी जब वहां पर कोई नहीं होता था तो गेट कीपर साहिब को अलाउ करता था to go and enjoy the swings. He was also wearing tennis shoes that time. Those were the discarded shoes of a rich boy. When the author met him some other day, Sahib was on his way to the milk booth. साहिब मिल्क बूथ पे जा रहा था. दूध लेने के लिए जा रहा था. He was carrying a canister in his hand. He was no more a rag picker now. He was now working at a tea stall. He was paid 800 rupees and all his meals. उसको कितने पैसे मिलते थे, कितनी सैलरी मिलती थी वहां पर? 800 rupees, 800 रुपए, और 3 टाइम का खाना. His face had lost the carefree look. The steel canister that he was carrying seemed heavier than the plastic bag he would carry on his shoulder. The bag was his, but the canister belonged to the tea stall owner. Sahib was no longer his own master. अब वो उतना फ्री नहीं था. He had lost his freedom. क्योंकि अब वो किसी और के लिए काम कर रहा था. पहले चाहे वो गार्बेज बैग जो वहां से चीजें वो सर्च करके जो इकट्ठा करता था, चाहे वो बैग भारी था लेकिन वो उसको हल्का लगता था. अब वो स्टील कैनिस्टर जो हल्का है वो भी उसके लिए भारी है क्योंकि वो खुश नहीं है. He did not feel free as he was working under someone now. I hope children, chapter is clear to you. Now, what message does this chapter give to us? The message is we should stop the exploitation of the children and should allow them to enjoy their childhood. Now children, we come to the questions given on page number 17 of your book Flamingo. Under this heading, think as you read. There are 3 questions given children. First is, what is Sahib looking for in the garbage dumps? Where is he and where has he come from? Children, Sahib, in the garbage dump, Sahib is looking for something that he can sell and earn some money for livelihood. Because this is the only means for their survival. And sometimes he finds a rupee or even a 10 rupee note in the garbage dump. And now he is living in Simapuri along with his family. And he has come from Dhaka, Bangladesh, after all their crops and their houses were destroyed because of the storm. And his family has come to India for a better life. साहिब जो है वो गार्बेज डंप में ऐसी चीजों की सर्च करता है जिसे वो बेच सके और पैसा कमा सके और उस पैसे के साथ वो लोग आराम से खाना खा सकें. एंड वो साहिब जो है वो सीमापुरी में रहता है और उसकी फैमिली जो है वो ढाका से शिफ्ट हुई है. ढाका कहाँ पे है चिल्ड्रन? बांग्लादेश में है. वो लोग यहाँ क्यों शिफ्ट हुए हैं? क्योंकि उनका घर, उनके खेत सब कुछ डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया था स्टॉर्म्स की वजह से. और अब वो सीमापुरी में रहता है, that is on the outskirts of Delhi. Second question now. What explanations does the author offer for the children not wearing footwear? Children, author is saying here that the children, they do not wear shoes because they were very poor. The author has used this word perpetual state of poverty there in the chapter, means continuous state of poverty, because they were not able to come out of that state. They were so poor. And second thing she says that it has become a tradition. It is not lack of money. They can buy probably shoes with that. And but it has become a tradition. वो उनके लिए एक tradition बन गया था कि हमने चप्पल पहनी ही नहीं है. We have to go barefoot. And she wonders if this is the only excuse to explain away a perpetual state of poverty. Author यहाँ पर ये कहना चाह रही है कि by calling it a tradition, probably she is just giving the justification of a statement for their utter poverty. Third question now. Is Sahib happy working at the tea stall? We need to explain this statement. No, Sahib is not at all happy working at the tea stall because he has lost that carefree look. He has lost his freedom. Now he was working under someone. Though he was earning money, 800 rupees and 3 times meal, but he is not happy. The steel canister that seemed heavier than the plastic bag that he would carry so lightly over his shoulder. The steel canister belongs to the man who owned that tea stall or the tea shop, but that bag belongs to him. So he was happy carrying that bag. He is not happy carrying that steel canister. Now children, let us see question number 4. For children, garbage has a meaning different from what it means to their parents. Explain it. Obviously children, for children it was just fun scrounging those garbage dumps, looking for things in that garbage dump. Or we can say that all those boys, they were going together barefoot and they were having fun. They were fascinated, we can say. It was a fascination, we can say, for the children. While for the elders, for the parents, it was a means of survival. They were able to fill stomachs of their children, of themselves, when they would sell those items that they were getting, that they were searching for, that they would get, we can say, from the garbage dumps. बच्चों के लिए वो सब फन था क्योंकि उनको डिफरेंट चीजें उस गार्बेज डंप से मिलती रहती थी. लेकिन पेरेंट्स के लिए वो एक मीन्स था उनकी सर्वाइवल का, क्योंकि उनकी वजह से ही वो लोग, उन चीजों की वजह से ही जिनको वो बेचकर पैसे कमाते थे, उनकी वजह से ही वो लोग जिंदा थे. वो अपना पेट भर पाते थे उन सब चीजों की वजह से. चिल्ड्रन, आपको ये चैप्टर अब अच्छे से समझ आ गया होगा. आई विल मेक the second part of this video wherein I will explain the second story, that is I Want to Drive a Car. It is about the boy Mukesh, who is a bangle maker, who belonged to the family of bangle makers. I hope you liked this video. Stay tuned for more videos on different topics. वीडियो को लाइक करिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिए और अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ भी शेयर करिए. Thanks for watching my video.